In this section, we will dive into the basic of HTML hypertext markup language. Through this video, we will have the opportunity to go through the basic of HTML structure, file type and file path, common HTML tags, attribute and elements. We will also look at how different elements are nested inside other elements. And finally, we will explore the document object model, a tree-like structure that describes how different HTML elements are related. So what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. But to have a full understanding of HTML, let's look at the different words that make the HTML. First, let's start with the hypertext. Hypertext is a text that contains links to other text. So hypertext, also known as the hyperlink or just commonly referred to as the link, is a text we can find in so many websites that takes you maybe to different sections of the page or to different pages of the same website or to entirely different website. So hypertext are just a text that contain links to other text or to other section of the same pages or to different website. So what is markup? Well, markup are syntax or special characters that specify how information should be displayed or printed. So in few videos to come, we are going to explore different HTML structure that contain different special character like the angle bracket, the forward slash, the equal sign, the quotation, and so many of them. So these symbols or characters are what we call the markup, and they determine or specify how information is to be displayed or printed. So HTML together with CSS are two of the languages that are foundational to the understanding of a web page and how web browsers are able to retrieve and display web pages on the internet. So while HTML is considered the foundation and the building block of every website, so you don't need to have CSS or JavaScript in every website, but every website must contain some tags or element of HTML, because HTML is the foundation, is the building block of every website. So HTML describes the structure of a web page, while CSS determines the looks and appearance of a web page. So CSS is used to style the web pages, like the layout, the font, the color, the spacing, and everything that make a web page to look exactly the way we want it. So let's take a look at the basic structure of HTML. So this is the basic structure of HTML. So if you can see, we have combination of a readable text and some special characters like the angle bracket, the quotation, the equal sign, the forward slash, as we have mentioned earlier. So this is the basic structure of every HTML document. So first, we can see the doc type HTML, the HTML, and then the head, the title, the forward slash, the head, the body, and then a simple text, hello world, and then the body. So let's explore this structure. First, we have seen the doc type HTML. So the doc type is called the doc type declaration, and this is to tell the browser the version of the HTML you are using. So in this case, we are using HTML5, and this is how to declare to the web browser or to the computer that you are using HTML5. Open angle bracket, apostrophe, doc type HTML, and then angle bracket. So this is the first thing that's supposed to be in your basic HTML document, to tell the browser that this is a version, and by doing that, the browser will know how to display the information, either to display this kind of information or to decline to display. Then just below the doc type HTML, we have seen the HTML, then lang equal sign apostrophe n. So this is the first tag of the HTML, and if you can see down below, we have another HTML at the bottom, we have another forward slash HTML. So we call this tag. So the first tag of every HTML structure is the opening tag of the HTML. So the difference between opening and closing tag is just the /. The tag that contains the / is the closing tag. So first you need to have an open tag, then and closing tag. So here we first have HTML open tag, and then inside it we have lang =n. This is called attribute. Attribute provide additional information to a HTML tag. So most of the HTML tag we are going to explore later in this video normally can contain attribute. So attribute provide additional information to a given tag. So in this case, HTML lang $n. This is telling the browser that we are using English to write this document. So at the bottom we have HTML. So this is the end of the HTML document. So the first tag is the beginning of the HTML document, and the /HTML specify the end of the HTML document. As we can see, we can have different HTML element nested inside HTML element. As you can see, the first we have the HTML tag, and then just below we have the head, and inside the head we have the title. So this is how different elements are nested into other elements. So below the HTML we have the head, and then opening tag of the head, and then the closing tag of the head. And this usually contains information just specifically for the web browser, most especially for search engine and for the web browser to know some few information about the HTML file. This is not normally displayed by the web browser for the users to see. So the content of this head is not usually rendered by the web browser for the users to see. So we have open tag HTML and closing tag HTML, and then inside it we have what is called the title. So the title contain hello. As you can see in this the title, we have the title tag, and then the title open tag, and then the title closing tag, and then between them we have hello. And so this is what the web browser will show in the title bar of the web browser. So the title tells the web browser the title of the feed, and this is what every user is going to see in the title tab of a web browser. So after that we have the body, and the body is going to contain everything that the web browser is going to display. As we are going to explore later, the different tags like the table, like the list, like the images, and everything we want a user to see will contain between the opening tag of the body and then the closing tag of the body. And inside the body tag we have hello world. So this is just what we need to display now. It's just hello world, but subsequently we can put different information, different element, and different media type to the body tag.